Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. So today I am doing a little bit of meal prep. So for those who don't know, recently I have started doing keto and have had quite a lot of success with it. So I am going to be doing some keto this time, some keto meal prep. I have just recently gotten braces. I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but it does mean that a lot of my keto now needs to be more softer, so I can't really chew steak. I'm still getting used to the chewing action. So today what I am going to do is I am going to do a zucchini lasagna. I found a recipe on Pinterest which looked really good, so I'm going to try that. It's got ricotta in it, so for those people out there who think lasagna can only be made with ricotta, this one's for you. I'm also going to do some taco meat, so I just like having taco meat there available so I can just throw it into salad and I'm ready to go. Also going to do some spaghetti meat, which also same thing, just heat it up and it's ready to go. And lastly I'm going to make is chicken curry. So I got this meal packet from Keto Eats, which is an Australian company, and yeah, so it's in the mingle seasoning range, and the spaghetti bolognese and the curry, I think it's curry in a hurry, I think it's called. But yeah, I'm actually going to do it with chicken mince just because of my braces. I wanted to try and do chicken mince rather than just chunky chicken bits. So see how that goes. I'll probably put it with either cauliflower rice or mash or something like that. But yeah, so that is my plan for today. I have just realized that we're out of gas, so I'm going to see how we go, whether we can find some other source of gas, and then hopefully we can get this thing started. If not, you'll see me tomorrow in a different shirt, hopefully. But yeah, hopefully we'll have gas by then. So if you want to stick around and watch this video, then please hang around. Okay guys, so I have got the gas for the oven, so we're good to go. So this is what I am doing. So I've got this Italian spaghetti bowl mingle seasoning mix. Here's the macros on the back. So the carbs are 3.2 and the sugars are 1.8. So yeah, so that is the seasoning I'm using. It does say to add where is it? It says on here. So yeah, you pick your meat, you add some like veggies if you want to add veggies, and then 500 mils of passata and 400 mils of chopped tomatoes, and that is one mince dish. Another mince dish, so this is beef mince. I'm going to do some tacos, so I've just got a taco seasoning here. You just add water. I'll probably add some onions and some other stuff in there. I've also got this curry in a hurry mix. So with that one, we're just adding the protein. So the protein I'm going to use is the chicken mince. Like I said, I've just got braces, so I'm just wanting to find something that's a little bit softer rather than chunks of chicken. So veggies, I'll use some cauliflower, the sachet, and then some coconut cream and some stock. So that is the curry in a hurry. And then the one that I'm going to start off with first, this beef mince, is the zucchini lasagna. So what it says to do for the zucchini lasagna recipe is slice up your zucchinis lengthwise. I have a mandolin thing from Tupperware, so it's going to slice them nice and thin. I'm going to put them on this baking tray and then put a little bit of olive oil in them and on them, and I'm going to put them in the oven for I think it said 12 minutes, just to kind of get a little bit of the rawness out of it. It's also supposed to help draw out some of the moisture. So yeah, after you've cooked it, you just want to pat it down a little bit, and that should make it soft for the lasagna, but also not too much moisture, so that it doesn't make the whole lasagna soggy. So that is what I'm going to start off with, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm doing next. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do is start making the meat sauce for the lasagna. So I'm just going to add some extra virgin olive oil to my pan, just to get that in there. And first up, I'm going to add my onion. So I've got one onion, and I've got, I don't know, probably about one capsicum here, but I've just got some green, yellow and red capsicum that I needed to use up, so I'm going to put that into here. This doesn't actually come in the recipe, but I'm going to add it because I have it. Ooh. Sorry guys. Okay, so I've got the onion and the capsicum, or peppers as some countries like to call them, and I am just going to get them cooking. I'm also going to add some garlic. So it says to add, where was it? 4 cloves of garlic. So I've got this garlic paste, some minced garlic. So I'm just going to put in 4 little squirts of garlic, which is about 4 teaspoons or 4 cloves of garlic. So I am going to cook this off. And then when that is done, I'm going to start adding the rest of my ingredients. Okay, so I just got my onion and capsicum and garlic just sitting to the side there. I'm just going to add my 500 grams of beef mince. And I'm just going to cook this off while I've got that others going. And once that's done, I'm going to add my tomato paste and some of my tomatoes, but I'll get this going first. Okay guys, so I've just taken my zucchini out of the oven. Now what I have noticed is that the zucchini is sticking to the pan, so just make sure you use in the non-stick baking pans, or yeah, something that won't stick. I've also noticed that because they're really thin, they're kind of almost it's almost like they're too thin. So I cut mine on 2 mil thickness, so I might suggest that you go 3 or 4 mil. I just think they're just a bit too thin. I think if they were just a little bit thicker, like this piece actually feels a little bit thicker, but I think it's because it's an outside piece. But the inside pieces are very thin and just a bit too thin. So I'd suggest go a little bit thicker. And I am noticing, so this is what I have here. That was 3 zucchinis. I'm actually going to do another 2 more zucchinis that I have and just use them all up. Just because I think I am going to need all of them. Like, this is probably just going to do 1 layer. So I think this will probably be another layer. So yeah, I think I definitely need the other 2. So I'm going to do that quickly. But yeah, I'll go back to the meat and I'll show you how I'm going. Okay guys, so our mince is now nice and cooked. The veggies are all softened. I'm just using my spoon just to break the mince up. Now I am going to add, the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm just going to estimate, so hope I have enough. About 1. Now you have to be careful with tomato paste, pretty much any tomatoes really, because they do have sugar in them. Of course it's natural sugar, but if you're doing keto you don't really need to worry too much. Okay, that's going to be about 2 tablespoons. Okay, so we want 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. It says 28 ounces of tomatoes, so for those in the metric system, I have looked and it seems to be about 800 grams of tomatoes. So I've got 2 tins here. Just look for the best macros that you can find. They're still pretty high in sugars and carbs, but that's okay. We're gonna work with it. Okay, so 2 tins of tomatoes. Now this looks like a lot, so I'm just hoping it all works out. But it can't be bad, like all the ingredients look really good. I'm just gonna mix all that together. It does say salt and pepper, so we might put in a little bit of salt and pepper now. I have right next to me. So just a bit of pepper. I'm not a big fan of pepper. As soon as I smell it, it makes me gag. And I've got some Himalayan salt. I'm just gonna put a bit of a grind in there, not too much because the tomatoes will be a bit salty. So we're just going to bring this up to heat again and get it bubbling. Okay, so it actually says to leave this for 30 minutes simmering, so we want it to get really yummy. So I am not going to bring up the heat. I'm actually going to turn down the heat again, and I'm just going to leave this to simmer for 30 minutes. It's a long time. I didn't actually realize it was going to be that long. But yeah, so we're going to leave this to simmer for 30 minutes. And then we're going to add the spinach right at the end. So while we're waiting for this to cook down and get all delicious, I'm going to work on the cheese mixture. So we'll go and do the cheese mixture. Okay guys, so we're going to do the cheese mixture. So I got a big bowl because it seems to be quite a lot of stuff. I don't actually know how this is all going to fit in one bowl, but it's okay. So first off, I've got to add 1 tablespoon of dried basil. I don't have any basil. I've got Italian herbs, so I'm just going to add, but it does also say to add some Italian seasoning. So I'm just going to open this. So I'm going to add just a tablespoon of these Italian seasonings. So that's about a tablespoon, about that. So we'll go with that. I have everything everywhere. I am not organized at all. So I also need some salt and pepper. So I've got some Himalayan sea salt. It says half a teaspoon. I'm just going to grind a whole bunch in there. That's probably about half a teaspoon. And I also need a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I don't like pepper, so I'm just going to do that much. So there is that. What do we have next? Red pepper flakes. I don't have any, so I am not going to put any in. It says 1 large egg. So I'm going to crack in 1 egg. Rid of that. Now the next lot is 15 ounces of ricotta. So I need to go to my phone and say how many is 15. I think I've already checked this. So 15 ounces is 245 grams. So in here I got 375. Actually what I might do is I might put my scales underneath the bowl, and I'm just going to add, I can actually change it to ounces. Okay, so I need to add, what was it, 15 ounces. Let's see, so it should be all of this and then a little bit of the other one. So I've just got this smooth ricotta, it's just a Woolworths brand. So we're just going to add this in here. what was it? 15 ounces we need. It seems different to the ricotta that I used to know. I thought it was like a chunky one, but it does say it's a smooth ricotta. I don't use ricotta a lot in recipes, and for my lasagna we usually just use a bechamel here. For I know there's some people out there who don't think it's lasagna unless it's got ricotta in it, but I beg to differ. Okay, so there's my 15 ounces of ricotta. And it's also saying half a cup of parmesan. So the only parmesan I have is this grated parmesan. I'll use it. I'm just not sure if I really want to. So it says half a cup. So half a cup is quite a lot of this really sharp parmesan, but it is a cheesy one. Okay, that's pretty much half a cup. Let's throw that in there. Okay, it also asked for 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese. So I'm just going to zero out my scales, and I'm going to measure out 8 ounces of the mozzarella. So I've just got this Australian mozzarella, and I'm going to put in 8 ounces, which looks like a lot. Oh, okay. There we go. There's probably more like 9 ounces. And then it also asked for 8 ounces of pepper jack cheese, which I don't have. So I'm going to just use this mozzarella, Colby and Parmesan blend. And it also says 8 ounces for that. So I'm going to go 7 ounces just because I've almost done 9 ounces with that other one. So let's go for 7. Okay, that's almost full that bag. Okay, and I think now I am just supposed to mix it all up. So yeah, once I have everything in there, I'm just going to stir it all together, and it's going to be thick. So I am going to get to stirring and mixing, and hopefully this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'll show you what it looks like when I have mixed it all together. Okay guys, so here is my mixture all mixed. It is very thick. As you can see, it's pretty clumpy, but it does say in the recipe that it is going to be thick. So that is my 3 components ready. So I got my zucchini done, I've got my meat is almost done, it still has another 10 minutes simmering, and my cheese is done. So I am going to start getting set up for putting this all together. So let's see how we go. Okay, so we're ready for assembly. I've got my pan here. It does say a 9x13 casserole dish with olive oil. I've just got aluminium foil dish, and I have sprayed it with olive oil. I have my cheese mixture here, and I've also got my meat mixture here. Let's get a bit closer. See, I have added the spinach. Basically I just mix it around for 2 minutes and it just wilts down. So what we do first, it says to add about half a cup of the cheese mixture on the bottom. So let's get, sorry that's my phone, that's probably about half a cup. I'm just going to get this mixture on the bottom. I'm just gonna try and put a layer. Sorry if you can't see. Let's move that out of the way. I'm just gonna spread this on the bottom as much as I can. It's very hard. I might suggest have your ricotta a bit not cold, so that it's a bit easier to mix. Maybe might help to flatten on the bottom. I'm just going to try and get this across the bottom of the pan. Just going to spread it out as much as I can, just a little bit more. So I would say that's probably almost a cup, and that's still probably only a third of what I have here. Okay, so there is my cheese mixture. I've just spread it on the bottom. It's quite firm, so won't worry too much about it. Okay, so now I'm going to lay my little strips of zucchini across the bottom for my first layer of zucchini for my zucchini lasagna. Okay. So there is my zucchini layer. So now it says spread half of the remaining cheese mixture. So it's saying to put some more cheese on top. Okay. So, okay. We're putting some more of this on. I'm just trying to spread it out a bit. See if I can get this on in a nice layer. I think I'm just going to use my hands. Probably isn't going to be as pretty as the last layer. This is going to be a little bit more rough. I don't think it has to be perfect either. This is lasagna. Although you'd like to see the layers, but it's okay if it's not perfect. Because what is it? She's in her apron is progress, not perfection. So progress in that I actually made zucchini lasagna. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so that is a layer of cheese. Now it says top with half of the meat mixture. So actually maybe it meant half of the remaining what is left in the bowl. Okay, so I'm going to put more of this cheese because I think the other half just goes in the next layer. So I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay, I think I know what it means. Okay, so now we're adding half of the meat mixture. So half of what I got here. So where is my spoon? So I've got a ladle here, and I'm just going to ladle on half of this meat. Just try and get a good layer. Okay, I think that's about half. Now I just have to try and spread it out across this base. Because you know I'm all about the base. No, but treble. Okay, so a little bit more in that space. Okay, I think that's looking good. Okay, so that's my meat layer. So now it does another layer of zucchini. Okay, I'm just trying to get my zucchini without it all falling apart. Okay, so there is my second layer of zucchini. Now it says to top with all of the remaining cheese. So I have this much cheese, so there's about a cup of cheese. So I'm to try and, I don't know, flatten it out a bit, move it around, and then try and put it in kind of layers. I don't know. Kind of break it up a bit. Try and spread it out over this top bit. I feel like I'm going to run out of room with height. I feel like it needs to be a bit higher. But that's okay, we're going to work it. It's going to work. It's a bit hard to do this layer because it's a bit soft, the bottom layers, so it's kind of hard to smush it. But I'm just going to work it around. So I think that's probably about as good as it's going to get. I'm going to try and smush it down a bit. Okay. So next it says is to add the rest of the beef mixture. So let's see how we go. I'm just going to pour it all on here and then spread it out. I feel like I needed a bit more deeper pan. This one I feel like it's going to overflow. I'm not exactly sure how deep it is. It's probably about 5 centimeters deep. What's that, like 2 inches? I don't know. Something like that. Now, okay, so that's spread out. Now it says to add the final layer of zucchini. Just going to make sure I add all of my zucchini. I don't want to waste any of it. Okay, so I'm probably thinking four zucchinis probably would have done this. I did use 5, and I probably have a little bit too much. So I'm just going to add all the little bits of zucchini onto it. Okay, so I've got all my zucchini on here. Now it does say to add 1 cup of marinara sauce. I did buy some passata. We don't really have marinara sauce in Australia. I thought I'd use that, and it does say a cup of shredded cheese. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this passata on top. It's going to Okay, so there is the passata. I'm just going to try and spread it out a little bit. Like so. Okay, and was it 1 cup of mozzarella? So there is the 1 cup of mozzarella. Now I am definitely putting this onto a tray so it doesn't go to the bottom of my oven so that I have to clean it. But yeah, there is my lasagna. So I'm not going to lift it up because it'll probably go sliding everywhere. But yeah, so that is my keto zucchini lasagna. I'm going to put it in the oven. Now it says to bake. It does say to cover with foil. How am I going to cover that? It's like way above it. So it says cover with foil, bake for 30 minutes at 375, uncover, and then bake for another 20 minutes. I am going to see if I can put some foil on here without it touching the cheese, which it's going to. I will figure that out and I'll let you know. Okay guys, so here is my lasagna. I've just kind of put one piece of foil over the top. It's coming off the edges of the tray and not the actual tray the lasagna is in. So I'm hoping that's going to be okay, but that is what I came up with. Be careful when you pick it up because it is super heavy. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 30 minutes on 375 and then take our foil off and then do 20 minutes. Okay guys, so now I'm just going to do something a little bit more simple. I'm going to do my taco meat. So I've just got this taco mix. Of course, if you have the time and the ingredients, you can make your own. I've tried it and I prefer this. It's just easy. And I got some beef mince. Make sure it's the fatty mince. I've got an onion that I'm going to dice, and I've got some bacon. So someone did ask me, is it cured or smoked, or I have no idea how they do it in Australia. I believe it's cured. I am not sure. If you know what bacon is like in Australia, just if you can put it in the comments below. Yeah, I've just known it as bacon. This is just uncooked bacon. I think you can actually eat it. So does that mean if you can eat it like raw? I think that means it's cured because it's not technically raw. It's already kind of been cooked. But I could be saying completely the wrong thing. So I'm going to use this shortcut bacon. It's basically, so it's the top bit. In Australia we have like, they call them bacon rashers. So it has the top bit and then it has kind of the rind, I don't know, the streaky bit that comes down here. So this is just the top bit. So this is kind of the meatier bit and less fatty. So yeah, I'm probably just going to use, I don't know, like 200 grams of bacon. And I'm just going to put that all up into the pan and that'll be my taco mince done. Easy as. So I'm going to start chopping up my bacon and my onion. I'm also going to add some of these peppers that I have. So I've got some red, green and yellow. I'm just going to grab some and also put them into this mix so that I can use these up. So there are my peppers or capsicum if you're in Australia. So I am going to cook these off, add my mince, add my taco seasoning and a bit of water, and this one's done. Okay guys, so I've got my mince almost cooked, so it's pretty much cooked, so I'm just going to add my taco seasoning. You can see there's quite a lot of moisture in it already, so I'm only going to add in probably a quarter of a cup of water. Now I'm just going to let this simmer for a little bit, and then this will be done. Okay guys, so the next meal I'm going to make is this spag bowl using this mingle seasoning that I got from Keto Eats. So basically what it says on the back is you add your protein, you add your sachet, you chop tomatoes, passata and some veggies. So the veggies I'm going to use is some garlic and some onion. So I'm going to throw them in there. It also has suggested broccoli. I don't have broccoli, but I got some cauliflower, so I thought maybe I could put in a bit of cauliflower. I'll just put in like a handful and see how we go. But yeah, so I've just added the onions and the oil to the pan, and I'll just put a squirt of garlic, so that's about a teaspoon of garlic. I'll wait for this to melt down. Actually, I've got some capsicum, so I'll put some capsicum in there too. Okay, so there is the capsicum. I'm just going to cook these until they get nice and soft, and then I'll start adding my other ingredients. So that is my lasagna, so I'm going to take off the top foil, so I'm going to take that off now too. Okay, now I'm going to add my beef mince, and I'm just going to break this up until it's all pretty much cooked. Okay, so I've just mixed it around, chopped it up a bit, the mince. It does actually say on the packet just to cook it for 3 minutes and then coat all the ingredients in the contents. So I'm going to rip it open and put this, the spices that I'm guessing it is, all over the top of those ingredients. Oh, there's a lot of spice there. So it basically smells like Italian seasoning, but yeah, I guess it's really good ingredients in there. So now I need to, I'm just going to mix these around a little bit. I need to add my passata and my tin of tomatoes. So it's 500 mils of passata and 400 mils of tomatoes. So I'll just go and get them. Okay, so this is the passata that I'm using. I got it from IGA. I have about that much left in the bottle. I only used like a little bit for the top of the lasagna, so I'm going to say that's about 500 mils. I'm just going to pour all of that into there. And I've also got a can of diced tomatoes. This one, the macros aren't as good, but it's all I have at the moment, so it should be fine. So now I am going to mix this all together, and then it does say to cover and simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. And then that is done. So I am going to let this sit for 20 to 30 minutes. I'm actually going to have a break because I am super tired and I need to hop off my feet. So I am going to let this simmer for 30 minutes. About the same time that the lasagna is in the oven, and then I'll be back and this should be perfect. Okay guys, I decided to changed my mind. I'm going to put the spaghetti bowl on the back burner here, letting it simmer. I don't have a lid for it, so I'm just going to leave it. It's going to be fine. In this pot, I'm going to do my curry in a hurry, which is the Indian Madras curry. So basically, there's no instructions on this, but I'm assuming, so it's got protein, veggies, curry in a hurry, coconut cream, and stock. So I'm assuming I do it in that order. So I'm going to cook my protein first and then add my veggies. So my protein I've decided to do was the chicken mince. I've got 500 grams of the chicken mince. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to my big pot I have here, and I'm going to cook off my chicken mince. Don't forget to take out these little packets. You don't want them in there. Okay, my chicken mince up the back here is pretty much cooked. I'm just going to add in my capsicum. So I'm going to do the last little bit of my capsicum that I have left. So I've used all 3 of those capsicums. So really happy with that. And I'm also going to add, this is a full head of lettuce. A full head of cauliflower. So I've just chopped them up into kind of bite-sized pieces, and I'm going to put this into my pot. So basically this will be a full meal. I won't need to add any other veggies or anything. Once I put it in the meal prep container, all I'll need to do is heat it up and it'll be good to go. So I'm just going to mix this all together with the chicken. And I'm just going to let this kind of steam for a while. I'm going to put the lid on and just steam it just for a bit. Although there's not a lot of... Maybe I need to put in the other ingredients as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put everything in. So I'm going to put the curry in a hurry mixture in here. So it's just a spice blend. So it contains turmeric, cumin, garlic, onion, coriander powder, fenugreek, ginger, cinnamon, sea salt, chili powder, and black pepper. So I didn't see salt. Oh no, sea salt. Okay. Oh, it does smell nice. So I'm going to throw that in there. So now I need 400 mils of coconut cream. Ooh. Okay, so I just got this coconut cream. So it's 400 mils of that. I can pour it in there. And I've also got it says to have 400 mils of stock. So I've just made up this bone broth. I'm hoping that I can use it. Not sure if you can see it, but it's just a bone broth. It's just a powder. And for every 100 mils, you add 1 teaspoon. I've heard that bone broth is really good for you. Good for your immune system, joint and guts. So I'm going to try this, see how it goes. So I'm just going to mix this all together, and then I am going to just let it simmer, probably for like 20 minutes or so, just until everything is nice and tender. I'm going to put a lid on it, and hopefully it is going to be awesome. Oh, I can smell the coconut cream in here, and it smells delicious. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of bring it to the boil and then set it to simmer, and it's going to be awesome. Okay guys, so check this out. I have the spaghetti bowl, so that started to thicken up, so that is pretty much ready. I've got the lasagna that has just come out of the oven. Look how delicious that is. Yum! Oh, can't wait to eat that. And I also got the coconut chicken cauliflower curry. That's going in there, so that's probably still got another 20 minutes or so to go. And over here we have the taco mince. So I've got that cooling so I can portion that into my meal containers. So really, really happy. The thing that took the longest was definitely the lasagna. A lot of different components and making things from scratch. Usually I do jars, so jars of bechamel and just like the pastry sheets, lasagna sheets I mean. But it's good to do something different, so I really enjoyed that. So I will show you what it looks like when I have it all portioned out. Okay guys, so here are all my meals. So here I have the chicken and cauliflower curry. I've got 4 of those. Here is the zucchini lasagna. I have 8 portions of this. I've got 6 of them in these meal prep containers here so that I can add maybe a salad or something in these other compartments. But realistically, it's got zucchini, it's got meat, it's got cheese. It's pretty much a meal by itself. So I've also got these other ones that are just in individual portions. Here we have the spaghetti bolognese meat. So I have 4 of these. I've got 3 in these meal prep containers, so I could add some veggies in this bit. Or if I get any cauliflower mash, I can just add it to this one. And then in the final 4, we have the taco meat. So this is the taco meat that I usually make. I just added peppers to this one. So taco meat, I always have this. This is always delicious. The spaghetti seasoning that I used, it's a little bit different to usual. It's a little bit got some different spices in it, but still very nice. The zucchini lasagna, it is freaking delicious, so definitely recommend this one. It is a bit time consuming, however definitely worth it. The curry definitely has a kick. So don't skimp on the coconut curry cream, you need it. But yeah, definitely a nice flavor to this one as well. So I'm happy with all of that. So what have I got? So I've got 8 and 4 is 12 and 4 is 16 and 4 is 20. So I've got 20 meals here. I hope that's the right calculations. It's very late. But yeah, this is 20 meals. I've probably done it in probably 2.5 hours, so it did take a while. The main part was the lasagna. The other 3 meals were pretty easy. It was just I didn't have the pots to be able to do them at the same time. But there you go. So 4 different types of keto-friendly, low-carb meals. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. And I will see you in the comments. Bye.